Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I'm Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, this is the second episode of Bullet Points, our 8 p.m. time slot right before our 9 p.m. mainline time slot, which focuses on the cutting edge of the gun world from a political standpoint, but also a gun control approach to Second Amendment advocacy, all those different pieces. But this one right here allows us to bring a little bit more personality, a little bit more voice into combating the editorials, interviews, and overall general statements that the left is making about gun control that honestly I feel doesn't have a lot of response to until right now. That's what Bullet Points is all about. And tonight, I want to know what you guys think. This is the second one I'm doing as a beta test. Let me know in the comments field below because this is something I think could be great and I want to know what you guys think. But we're going to take a trip to Maryland tonight, guys, where the editorial, this is an opinion from the MarylandMatters.org. Now, doesn't matter where it's from. The point is, it's an opinion piece around ghost guns. We're going to talk about it. Let's throw our normal 3 area and criteria up. We've got condescension, we have arrogance, and then we have lack of knowledge. Each one of those will be adjusted as this article goes on, so let's dive in. Opinion. If ghost gun violence epidemic is imminent, Baltimore needs the ATF. Now, immediately, right away when I see this kind of gives me the idea of, wait, it hasn't happened, but it could happen potentially. It's a worry. So keep in mind, it hasn't happened. This is just something they're worried about. Now, this article, the author, I'm not going to say it's anything bad intent. I legitimately think this one might chalk up to a lot of lack of knowledge. But let's dive in because I want to see what they have to say with you guys. A recent arrest in North Baltimore found a supply of 15 guns and 40 ghost guns, along with significant psychedelics and opioids. From a public health standpoint, ghost guns are an especially concerning find from the arrest. Let's analyze that real quick. You've got a cache of weapons, significant amounts of them, along with significant psychedelics and opioids. Does anyone else smell small-time organized crime like a gang? Just saying, if you've got a lot of illicit materials, you're obviously already criminals because you have those said opioids. What are the odds that you're not going to have these guns legally? Just saying. But no, we're going to focus on ghost guns. Okay, let's go on because I'm close to putting the first strike on lack of knowledge. Ghost guns are firearms that can be made by consumers after the purchase of an assembly kit and completing home assembly. In Maryland and most other states, ghost guns do not require background checks or serial numbers. Given the kits can be ordered online without divulging much more than a shipping address and a payment source, ghost gun purchases can undo safety measures like extreme risk protection orders. Once assembled, and without a serial number, ghost guns can pass person to person and across cities and states without a trace. Now, this guy clearly doesn't understand what ghost guns are, because you can't just order a kit and you have a completely assembled firearm perfectly fine. These things are typically not finished, which means you have to mill them out. This is not as simply as put A through Z together and boom, have firearm. That's not how it works. They obviously don't know that. So we're going to go ahead and put a number 2 for lack of knowledge. The other part that I kind of take issue with here is once assembled and without serial numbers, ghost guns can pass person to person across cities and states without a trace. Serialized guns can do that. What's the difference? Why are you focusing on ghost guns? We had 40 million background checks run in the last year, and we're on pace to beat that this year of legal firearm owners. Why are you focusing on the fact that you can't trace a certain amount of ghost guns? That doesn't make any sense. Also, these criminals, it's not like they only go through an online source to buy guns and then mill their own. They can just steal a gun, buy a gun, do whatever they want, and rub the serial number right off, and now that's a ghost gun. This stuff doesn't make any logical sense, and that's why I hit this, because it doesn't have a base in reality. It's only based in marketing of ghost guns. That's a scary term. You can assemble your own firearm. You have to mill your own firearm because it's illegal to actually sell a firearm without a background check over 80% completion. But they don't tell you that. They only tell you, they're assembling guns in their closets. It's terrible. And the ATF can't track serialized firearm for firearm owner to owner because there's no national database. They can only do background checks on where the gun has been, legally or illegally, based off the serial number once it's recovered at a crime. So the argument doesn't have a lot of merit, and that's the important piece I want to drive home. Predictably, some of these ghost guns can cause trauma, injury, and death. Some say the ghost gun violence epidemic is coming, so it's not here yet, but the epidemic is coming. I'm worried the epidemic may already be here and we are waiting to discover the worst of it. There is evidence of a latent accumulation of ghost guns in American cities. Is a ghost gun more deadly than a legal serialized firearm? No, it is not. Why are you worrying about the serialization portion of this of ghost guns? If your argument is because it's going to circumvent the background check system, that's not what's happening. What's happening is these guys are buying firearms through straw purchases, which I agree is a problem. And then they're going and filing off the serial numbers, or they've stolen these guns. Also a problem. They're not taking the time to order these guns and assemble them. Just saying. And also, this whole argument is predicated on the idea that this could be a problem, but it's not yet, but it could be. Given the magnitude of the problem, potential problem, by the way, an important policy intervention under consideration is to require ghost guns to have serial numbers. This will create accountability by tracking the source of criminally possessed ghost guns. This tracking capability could deter those who are already restricted from possession, as well as straw purchasers or consumers who buy ghost guns with the intent of transferring them to those who are prohibited from purchase. First of all, no, the new rules and legislation or proposals are from the ATF say that you can only have a serial number if you transfer it to someone, like if you transfer to a gunsmith, or if you make your own firearm and it leaves your possession. That's when a serial number is required. Not all of them. So there's a hole in the logic there. The other part here is, so your idea here is a criminal who has psychedelics and opioids is going to say, whoa, wait a minute, is that a ghost gun? All my guns need to have serial numbers. It's important that my illicit activities are backed up by legal firearms with serial numbers. It's crucial. That's the part they don't live in reality around this one part. Do I agree straw purchases are a problem? Yes, I do. But the way you're approaching this is idiotic. You're not an idiot. This approach is an idiotic approach because it doesn't make sense. Oh, man. It is reassuring to see the ATF has proposed a nationwide requirement for serial numbers on ghost guns through their notice of proposed rulemaking released in May. We talked about that. This is a reversal of the agency's previous position on ghost guns. After a public comment period and subsequent review of the comments by the agency, a federal proposed rule can go into effect and be enforced nationwide. He's right there. I'm still going to give him a number 3 on knowledge because so far he's not doing really well, but he did pretty good on that one. That is accurate. This proposed rule would be part of the executive branch interpretation on the Gun Control Act of 1968. Anyone who sees the public health benefits from having serial numbers on all ghost guns can show the ATF support for its proposed rule by submitting a public comment here by Thursday, August 19th. Agencies are required to look at all comments to public feedback and have an impact. This is the part, guys. This is what's driving them to make comments which would reinforce the ATF's decision. This is where we need to move. You need to be active on this exact same thing. There's got to be pro-gun arguments on this, or it's going to become a rule, a highly ineffective rule, which is then going to lead to even more and more and more rules because their first one didn't work. And liberals and leftist gun controllers don't really go, well, that first one didn't work. We should reassess our plans here. No, they pour the gas on the fire. They hit the throttle. They go, whatever analogy you want. They keep going until they achieve their goal. And make no mistake, their goal is no guns. They're not going to get there, but that is their goal. And that's tonight's bullet points. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Until tomorrow, I'm Braden. See you later.